Good morning, students. How are you? I think you are good. Today we are going to talk about the manners. And the theme of our lesson is called Manners Make the Man. Okay, let's introduce with the aims of our lesson. You will receive and extend the model of advice, obligation, and permission. You will be able to get general understanding about ways of speaking. You will know the meanings of some expressions and you can use them in the future. Before reading the text, let me introduce with the new words and expressions. Have a good attitude. Иметь хорошие отношения. Gossip. Сплетни. Tipping. Чаевые. Oyster card. Пластиковая карта для поездок по Лондону. ATM machines. Банкоматы. Keep utensils. Держать посуду. Lick the fingers. Лизать палец. To treat something scornfully. Относиться к чему-либо пренебрежительно. Notoriously. Общеизвестно. Utensils. Принадлежность. Encounter. Столкновение. Okay, guys, before beginning our lesson, I would like to ask you the following question. What is a manner? How do you think? What is a manner? Can you give me the definition in English? Yeah, manner is the usual way in which you behave towards other people or the way you behave on a particular occasion. Okay, my dears, as you know, the manner is divided into the two, right? Good manners and the bad manners. Okay, how do you think? What are the good manners? Can you give me the examples? What are the good manners? Yes, you are right. We should say please. Say please is considered as a good manners. What else? Say thank you. Look people in the eye when you speak to them. Saying excuse me. Apologize. Smile and have a good attitude. Make a small talk. Ask questions of others. All are considered as a good manners. And go on next. And how do you think? What qualities are considered as a bad manners? Yes, you are right. Interrupting. Talking too loud. Talking with your mouth full. Staring. Dropping trash on the ground. Gossip. Other rude communications. All are they considered as a bad manners. Okay, guys, in previous lessons we have discussed about the usage of models, and today we'll review the models which we will use in our lesson. As you know, should and must are used for advice, for giving advice. For example, you should bring warm clothes, you should be polite, you mustn't say rude words. Must and have to for obligation. Must express the authority of the speaker. Have to refers to the authority of another person or to obligation generally. So if you are not sure to express obligation, you can use have to. For example, you have to buy your drink from the bar. That's the rule of a cafe. Second, you must be at home by 11. That's the law which gives insight of somebody. Okay, the next, don't have to for lack of obligation. For example, in Britain, people don't have to carry a passport. People aren't obliged to carry one. Next one, can and be allowed to. Can and be allowed to for permission. Can't and not allowed to. Things that are forbidden to do. For example, you can't smoke in pubs. You aren't allowed to smoke in any public buildings. Go on, my students. Okay. From the student's book on page 98, you have a text, tips for visitors to Britain. Okay, let's read this text. The weather. British weather is notoriously changeable. You should bring some warm clothes and some waterproof clothes whatever the season. Food and drink. In a pub or a bar, you have to buy your drink from the bar, then carry your drinks to a table. You are served at a table in a cafe or restaurant. Tipping is a problem. You don't have to leave a tip in a restaurant, but if the meal and the servers have been good, you should leave about 10%. Similarly, you can tip a taxi driver if you want. In a restaurant, you mustn't say, "Give me the menu," or "I want drink." This is considered very rude. You should be polite and say, "Could I have the menu, please?" We tend to say please and thank you a lot. People. You mustn't address people as Mr. or Mrs. We usually say good morning, not good morning, Mr. Transport. Obviously, you have to drive on the left. And the law says you must wear a seat belt in the back as well as the front. You shouldn't drive if you have been drinking alcohol. Tourism. In London, you should buy an Oyster card. With this, you can travel on the underground, the buses, and some railways. You don't have to pay to visit most museums and art galleries. Entrance is usually free. You must see the London Eye, St. Paul's Cathedral, and the Borough Market. They are too good to miss. General, you can get cash from ATM machines, which are everywhere. You aren't allowed to smoke in the public buildings. You can't smoke in pubs or restaurants. Okay guys, now let's do exercise 9 on page 99. Do the quiz to see if you know how to behave in the United Kingdom. Do you have good manners? Choose the response that's true for you. First, you are in a restaurant with friends and your mobile rings. Should you A. Answer in front of them, B. Turn your phones off, of course. Young people think it's okay to leave their phones on, but older people find this very rude. Okay, the second one. You're at the dinner table, your meal has arrived, but no one else has. Should you start eating, or you'll wait for everyone else to be served? Yes, guys, A is very impolite. Third one. You have been invited round for dinner. Should you take a bottle of wine or something to offer, a lunch of flowers, a box of chocolates? Okay, in United Kingdom, either is fine. Okay, fourth one. Your friend asks if you like her new clothes. You think they are awful. Should you tell the truth, or should you say they look great? Okay, now it depends how well do you know your friends, right? Okay, now fifth one. You're on the bus listening to your MP3 player. Someone asks you to turn it down. Now, should you pay no attention and carry on listening? Or should you apologize and turn it down? Yes, guys, B is the right thing to do. Okay, now sixth one. You get an invitation to the kind of evening you really can't stand. Should you ignore the invitation or make an excuse? Okay, guys, B is probably what most people do if they really don't want to go. And the next, guys, let's talk about the good table manners. When you go to eat in nice Western restaurant, please remember. And I think these manners, these tips are important not only in Western countries, also important in our countries. Okay, first one. Eat with your knife and fork, not with your fingers. Don't put your elbows on the table, as we have mentioned above. Third one. Eat with your mouth closed. Say thank you Eat slowly and quietly. Don't pick your trees. Do not use your cell phones. Place your napkin on your lap. Wait for everyone to eat. Okay, now let's talk about some tips for visitors to Kyrgyzstan. When people come to somebody's house, they are supposed to take their shoes off in the corridor before going inside the rooms. A meal ends with a thanks given to God in the form of a loud Amen. Handle the food only with your right hand. It's impolite to leave your food on the table untouched. It's impolite also to eat food while standing. It's impolite also to treat any food scornfully. Okay, guys, dear my students, as we know, good and bad habits lead to the good and bad manners. Now we are going to watch an interesting short animated video. Let's call them David and Mike. So this video is about David's and Mike's habits. Okay, let's begin. Mike is getting up early, eats his useful foods, vegetables, salad, and water. David eats his junk food, chips and cola. Then Mike doing his morning exercise and David continuing his eating junk food. Mike is planning his day. He is making a plan of his day. Then time to go to the job. Mike is listening to the radio about the good news, and David listened to the bad news, which annoyed him. Then Mike immediately sits at work, but David puts off his work. Then, coming home, Mike does his sports, but David doesn't. Then, as usual, someone calls. Mike doesn't answer the call, but David is chatting on the phone and lost all his time. So, these actions are repeated every day. And at the end of this video, you can see what will happen with the mic. Hello students, how are you? Again, today we are going to learn some telephone expressions, okay? So I know a lot of students have difficulties on telephone talk, on telephone conversation, and this is understandable. So one of the great idea to talk in English on the phone is to memorize following expressions in English. So today we are going to practice these conversations together. So and this way it will improve our listening and speaking skills. Okay, so in my pocket I have a cell phone. Okay, what are we going to do with this one? I will say you some expressions and you will say correct expressions to me. Okay, so I will teach you an expression and you will put also I will put on my cell phone. You can also put on your cell phones and we'll begin our conversations. Okay, so phone expressions. Is there, please? This is calling. Is in. May I please speak to? Okay, all these blanks are the name of the person. Okay, so pay attention to the first expression. Is there, please? It is very important to use this word because it's important to be polite, right? So here we can put the name of the person. For example, let's take from our group Luba. Okay, is Luba there, please? On the second expression, we can use on the first line, we can use the name of the person who is calling to Luba. For example, let's take Begzat. This is Begzat calling Luba. Is Luba in? May I please speak to Luba? Okay, pay attention to these expressions. First one, formal, informal, formal, informal, and formal. What does mean formal and informal expressions? Formal, informal expressions we can use when we talk with our friends, not in business situations. Okay, so let's begin our conversation. Let's begin our practice. Okay, so you are going to calling to me, right? Okay, it's very good to begin our conversation with this word hello, right? A person who is calling you ask a question, right? So you are going to calling me, right? So begin. Ring, 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 ring. I say hello. You should say what? Great. You did a great job. Okay, you can watch this video again and again to memorize, to practice these expressions. I think they will help you in the future. Guys, second presentation is called How Do I Respond? How do I respond? Okay, if someone calls me, I can say hello. You can also say hello, and you ask, is Diana there, please? I can answer following expressions. Speaking, I'm speaking. How can I help you? Or this is Diana. This is me. That it means that I'm on the phone. I'm talking with you. Okay, so in our group we have 7 students and I'm not going to name all of your names. So let's, in this presentation, let's use the name Aydai. Okay, okay, now get ready your phones. I will call you. Okay, ring, 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 ring. You should say hello. Okay, ring, 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 ring. Is there Aydai, please? And you should say Okay, that's great. Guys, if the call is not for you, tell the person to wait, but not use in your conversation the word wait. It's a rude form, okay? You can use such kind of expressions as one moment, please. Just a moment, please. Hang on a sec. I'll get somebody's name, okay? So the first and second expressions are polite form. One moment, second. One moment, please. Just a moment, please. And the third expression is informal. We can use with our friends, with our younger peoples. Okay. So let's practice. Now get ready your phones. I will ask you, then you will say using these expressions. Okay? Okay. Ring ring, ring ring. Is Ida there, please? You should say. Okay. If the person is there, we use these expressions. Okay, guys? If the person isn't there, we can use these expressions as I'm sorry, she's not here at the moment. Would you like to leave a message? Okay, so let's practice with our phones. Okay, now I will call you. You will answer, you will use these expressions, okay? Now, also we are we are using your name, Aidai. Okay. Ring 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 ring. Hello, hello. Is there Aidai, please? You can say. I'm sorry. She's or Aidai is not here at the moment. Would you like to leave a message? Okay. Okay, guys, I think today's video lesson was useful for you. Goodbye. Okay, guys, I would like to give you your homework. You should make a video presentations about the same ways of speaking. You should answer all questions that are in this video orally and doing exercises on page 57 from the student's book. Okay, in conclusion, I want to say that in fact a good breeding is seen in everything. Speech, behavior, gestures, clothes, and appearance in general. Through nowadays, etiquette is often considered as something boring and old-fashioned. People with good manners will always stand out in a crowd. Good manners are always based on a deep respect to other people, ability to choose relevant words and actions in different situations, to be tactful and polite. A well-mannered person will never shout, swear, or quarrel with somebody in the presence of others. If you respect yourself, respect other people as well, and they are hardly eager to become aware of your problems. At the same time, even if you don't like somebody's behavior in public, you should abstain from criticism and derogative remarks. If this person irritates you, just step aside and leave him or her alone. Self-restraint is a sign of fine breeding. Well-mannered people will never laugh at others' weakness and drawbacks. They are tolerant to each other. Developing good manners is an important investment in your future. They allow you to feel at ease in any situation and give you the polish and the confidence to become a leader. The proverb "manners make the man" means that politeness and good manners are essential to humanity. So the proverb is extolling the virtues of good manners. This proverb is thus often used as a way to remind people to be polite. Okay, guys, I think today you have got a lot of useful informations and you will use these in your speech. Okay, be healthy and stay at home these days. Hoping see you soon. Goodbye.